with all the furnishings, having spent several years in less than befitting. And then, for breakfast, I'll have a fine wine.
You don't miss any chances, do you?
You betcha.
So how did you pull this off?
Did you think that Gerbrand came by his fortune through honest business? Of course, he never got his fingers dirty when it came to really shady deals. Of course, I caught on to a lot back then. Gerbrand finally got rid of me.
You never told me about...
You never asked?
What about Gerbrand?
He has enjoyed the good life for far too long. He was living here in the lap of luxury while I was forcing down meat bug stew. I have no idea where he went from here, but he'll never get a foothold in Corinus again. If you're looking for him, you should try...
What about my share?
Looks like you haven't forgotten, but you're right. I could...
Can you...
Yeah, sure.
How's...
Loud.
That's not...
You...
You're pres...
Go away.
Been there, done that.
You've been selling...
But what makes you...
This list of merchandise that... I found this ring of the Overseas Traders Guild, Araxis, with the bandits. You're an overseer, and the swords which the bandits were carrying. You can admit it now.
I didn't mean to do that, but first all they wanted from me was food supplies. Business, then they became more aggressive and threatened to kill me if I didn't sell them the swords they wanted. You can't blame me for this. I'm a...
The things I could tell you.
I'd have done it.
The militia...
You can't do that.
I should say I...
Bye, Enos.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
And that...
I'm no better off myself.
Used to say that myself.
Is it really true?
Same old thing all over again.
You're special.
Not bad at all.
I'm not telling you anything.
Hey, you!
His decision.
Yeah, and you... Steve, oh, you... He...
You don't have to tell me.
But... Yeah.
Nobody will.
That...
You...
Oh, man, my head.
Fair punishment.
That's all just...
You go away.
You don't have to tell me that.
Is it really true?
I bring you news from Garand. Here, he gave me this message for you.
Our situation is worse than I had feared, but report to me on the situation in the Valley of Mines.
The Paladins are holed up in the castle in the Valley of Mines, surrounded by orcs. There were many casualties in the prospecting operations, and there's barely any ore left. Well, I should say that without any help, the lads are lost. That's how it looks.
I shall find a way to rescue this expedition. You have done much for us. Enos will thank you.
I'm not all that interested in his gratitude. I want his eye.
Yes, of course, I stand by my word. Take this letter. It will open the monastery gates to you. Speak with Pyrokar, the highest fire magician, and show him one more thing before you go. Take this rune as a token of my gratitude.
I need to talk to you about...
But that's the mercenary.
I believe...
The evidence is clear.
So, what if the...
Be careful what you say. If you cannot present me with evidence that...
How come you're so sure that...
We have a witness. As you can see, there is no...
Who is that?
Cornelius, the governor's secretary. His description fits Bennett, no doubt about that. As far as the mercenary will hang...
You don't have to tell me that.
Hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I've got some specials...
My customer. I don't have the runestone here. On your way from town to the inn, there in a cave, a friend of mine. As
To anyone.
Show me.
Can't take care of it.
And he works all day, too.
Don't say.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Hey,
I've heard you are with the Paladin. You should take your time and browse.
That's not
Sure, it's smart.
Someone's gonna
You don't say.
Someone's gonna do it.
hey. You saw the murder of.
I need not answer any questions about Lord Hagen already.
What was it you saw?
Really, I haven't got any time now. You need to go now. The office.
Hey, you. Enough of that.
I saw how the mercenaries, and then he took his sword.
Are you complete?
Yes, of course. But I really haven't got any time now. There's a huge.
Hey. I don't believe.
So what? What?
They could make you talk in the monastery.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have ways to bring out the truth. Painful ways.
No, please don't.
So what really happened?
I didn't see what happened. I received some gold for blaming that mercenary. In times like these, it's everyone for himself.
Who paid you?
That's enough. He'll kill me.
Are you gonna tell that to Lord Hagen too?
Not a lunatic. I'll give you my diary.
Wait a minute.
Leave me alone.
Hey, you.
Look. Really, you.
Hey.
Yeah, but
Hey, you.
He can't keep.
I don't believe.
so what?
They could make.
What do you?
Well,
No,
so what?
I didn't see what. In times like these,
Who paid?
that's enough.
Are you gonna tell?
I'm not a lunatic.
Someone's gonna do the work.
Cornelius lied.
How did you know that?
Here, I've got his diary. Everything's in there.
That slimy little criminal! In view of the new evidence, there is nothing else I can do. By virtue of the office granted me by king and church, I declare that the prisoner Bennett is exonerated of all. Cornelius is to be taken into a meet.
He's made himself scarce.
Sooner or later he will turn up, then we.
How?
I must find a way. We must do something. Perhaps the eye of Enos.
Not the bridge, long and rocky.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Hey, you. Show me your where.
I must.
Even as
Hey! How's your...
I can't stand. All of a sudden, these fellows in black hoods showed up and posted themselves. It's been a long time talking to Vino, and then they disappeared. Short time later, my wife took deathly ill again. She spends most of the time just lying in bed. I'm falling apart.
Have you talked to them?
Sure. There was no way to prevent it. I think they're looking for...
Why don't you do anything?
Well, I'd surely love to, but I saw how they burned one of the townspeople. Why should I risk my life?
Why don't you take...
We ought to go to the city to see Vatras about it. I won't budge an inch from my farm.
What was their business?
They didn't say. They just...
Where did they drag...
They went up that hill with...
Have you come to disrupt our ritual? Is...
They're smashing each other's heads.
Soon we shall command them all.
Oh, man. My head.
You're not yourself.
My head. I can't...
You should go to the monastery. Pyrocar, the highest...
Do you think?
Hey! Vino is... They drove him insane.
Bye, Innes. Hopefully this...
Hey, you! I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Corinus, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Enos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins and the...
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try...
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyro. Nothing is more important than getting go now before it's too late.
You won't. I knew this piece would.
What piece would that?
Well, that old map. I know your kind. You.
Why don't you keep?
I'm an old man, and at times when I leave that to younger people.
What kind of a map?
It seems to be a treasure map, but you look to me like one who'll get to the.
Where did you get?
Oh, I found that in a stack of old maps. The seller must have. Come back again later.
What do you think? Do you want to go up again?
Oh.
Do you have 50?
Here you are.
We have the bet. Are you ready? Then let's...
Don't stop now!
My head.
Hey, you!
Oh, man. Here's your one...
Oh?
Do you have...
Here you...
We have the bet. Are you ready? Then let's...
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The Smith Bennett has been declared free of guilt because his innocence was proven by a clever advisor of Lord Hagen.
My head. Oh, man. Here's your...
Oh.
Do you...
Here you are.
We have the bet. Are you... Then let's... My head. Oh, man. Here's your... I think you've won off. Don't get me wrong, but come back again later.
Hear ye, Grimace, by the explicit order of the
That's terrible.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I'm no better off myself.
Any news?
You're responsible for the best news yourself. Go to him.
I never do that.
Hey,
Who says things like that?
We see you, but
Wow, not bad.
Oh, man. My head.
hey, you. You are possessed.
What? What?
These are bad times.
Who says things like that?
He thinks it's as easy as that.
It's really not.
Come.
Everybody knows by now. Now that's terrible.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Nothing amazes me.
He didn't get that from me.
About the weapons deal.
Show me what you
I
have.
found this rapier with the bandits. The bandits had this ring. It points this list of deliveries of weapons and other things to the Besides that, Fernando, the old trader from the upper...
I think that's enough. Fernando. And he always acts like, I'll see to it that sound work. Vatras will be glad of this. Then pay.
Same old thing all over again.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Will it ever change?
He can't keep anything to himself.
I'm no better off myself. Leave me alone!
Hey. Lobart's wife Hilda is...
What? Again? One hard winter and she won't be with us. Oh, and while you're at it, you...
About the... I know the dealer who's been selling weapons to the bandits. His name is Fernando.
Very good. Has Martin taken the...
Yes, Martin will see to it that he won't be leaving the...
Well done. May Adon...
Don't say you didn't know that.
It's really not my problem.
Aren't you feeling well?
No, I should really go.
Can I help?
It would be wonderful. He'll know what is to be.
I've got your...
Really, our society. I hope that the.
Hey, you! Watch it.
I'll try.
Leave me alone!
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I...
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garon's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was after the grub they serve in the dungeon. He's probably stuffing his face right now and putting... Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No, but I suspect he's in the city.
Do you know anything of...
No, but I have a bad feeling about... Careful if you run into them.
I want to look... Hey! I've got an almanac of the possessed here.
Show me. Yes. But I'm already sure of... In my opinion, the Seekers are an utterly perverted life form created by Beliar. These beings are of partly demonic and partly human origin. However, I am still unable to tell at this point whether we are looking at a type of spiritual possession or a purely physical mutation. Come back later. I'm working on it.
Is there a way?
No idea. I still know too little.
How?
The enemy has many...
Hey!
Yeah, all right already. I think the boys, but I have to say, their wine...
You should have known better.
Will it ever change?
But you...
I can tell you even more.
Speak, brother.
I've got even more books of the sea.
That is good. I am afraid, however, that there are more of the... Take this. It is a... And remember to have a look at my magic letter once in a while. It is possible that they may try the same on others whose names were not yet...
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who could be so impudent, Master?
Evil is cunning, and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machination. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly. The enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred hall. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with them, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
Not so far.
And that is...
Now that you belong to the Brotherhood of Fire, you must also fulfill the Church is not only concerned with the affairs of magic, it is also the latest case brought before us opens up a bottomless abyss and...
Isn't that the...
The militia is responsible for the city alone.
What's this
There is someone in the city who has sold falsified shares in the ore mines of the former penal colony. These papers are utterly worthless and of no importance, really. Still, they have the potential of stirring up trouble among the swindler is supposed to have approached all of the most reputable traders in the city and the country, and has evidently managed to sell his counter. Find this evildoer and bring him before this panel. We must make an example of him in...
I'll try to clear up the...
One thing more. When you visit those traders, do not let them know that you are looking. I think they probably want to sell them off, and certainly would no longer offer them to you if they realized that you are dealing with them on behalf.
Yes.
Then get to work.
One more little thing. Stay away from the roadside No one can say what effect they have now. It is not your task to solve this problem.
Any new...
Not at the moment.
Hey!
May enough.
Do you really think?
Hey!
Can I learn...
I shall instruct.
Any news about Ben?
At least he doesn't seem to have suffered any lack good work.
Man, and here I was.
Well, it worked all right.
You can say that again. You should have seen the. He was so scared. Which reminds me.
What do you mean?
Present.
Teach me how to fool.
It's quite simple. Get yourself a. Then put it on the anvil. Most important, watch out that the rest you.
Teach.
As long as you aren't one. Only very few. And that's a good thing, too. Otherwise, though.
What threat?
We have heard of the dragons that are said.
They're really.
All right, Anyway, I thought you would surely want to participate.
And?
Here, take this amulet.
What do you. Can I ask?
I heard you helped.
Can
I've got nothing left.
I need in.
No, he insisted he knew better.
Hey.
Look for someone.
That doesn't make sense.
That's the first touch on that.
Hey.
I wouldn't have felt sorry
That was quite obvious.
Hey.
that'll only cause more trouble.
I don't believe this is going to change.
I've got no time.
No one really wants to hear that.
I agree with you.
He simply talks too much.
Only Enos decides which way.
The things I can tell you.
You have no business being here. You have no business being. Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Nobody wants to know.
Hey.
What is that about? You and your buddy, leave me alone.
Hey, you.
Come,
He should have known that.
come back when you have some.
Could you cook?
Nothing.
He simply talks too much.
Hey. Show me your where. What can
I can sell you.
Wait a minute. Are you still?
I finished the commission from Lord. Now I'm making magic ore, but I also have the time again to make a few. So, if you're looking.
Tell me more.
Creating a magic blade is a very complicated and expensive process. The blade is certainly of good quality, but it will. A paladin sword is consecrated by Enos.
I want to.
I can only sell magic blade.
Can you sell me some?
If I have any.
You
Show me. You've got some mining shares among your wares.
mining shares? Oops. Where did they?
Show me. Show me.
I must.
I'm not touching that. That doesn't surprise me.
You didn't get that from me.
Hey, you. Show me your.
I can't believe that.
You go to the.
What? Have you gone off your rocker? Like hell I will.
And what about those fake ore mining shares you huckstered all over the country? They bear your.
What? I'll drag you through town. Well, we'll see the next time.
Wait a minute.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
So, are you going to the monastery now, or should I give you another?
You'll live to regret this. Yes, damn it. I'll go to that monastery. You don't have to tell me that.
That's the first I've heard of it.
There you are again.
I see that you have mining shares for sale.
I know nothing about.
Hardly know who to believe these days.
Show. I've got.
A war good.
You listen to the wrong people. That was quite obvious.
The human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adonis.
He can't keep
Hey.
everything to himself.
You're selling mining shares?
Yes, some flop that was. That's the last time I get.
I won't tell her a thing. Everybody knows by now. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
You're selling.
Yes, and
That's not what my husband thinks.
Show.
take your pick.
And it's gonna get even worse.
I've got a.
Suit you.
And he works all day too. Everybody knows by now.
Where did you get those mining shares?
Sorry.
And it's going to get even worse.
It is an.
That's enough. Go away, don't tell me that. That's not what my husband thinks.
Hey!
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
No one really.
You're selling my...
So what? I paid an arm.
That was obvious.
Show me...
What can I offer?
You mustn't believe everything here.
And there's more who really should know better. I agree with you completely.
Just listen to him talk.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Hey, you! Selling a...
No, I need to live too, and I take. What do you?
You're selling...
Sure, you can get anything. Certainly.
No idea. You tell me.
Better watch out who you tell that to.
Beat it!
Telling you anything new.
If you deny the robe, you deny Inus. Go and think upon this.
Hey! I know who brought...
Then bring him here.
I've been able to retrieve a few mining ships. Those were all, I think.
Well done. You take this protective amulet. It will help.
Salandril is here, in the monastery.
Well done.
Is...
No.
Hey, you!
Beat it!
Someone will have to pay for it.
You already know what I think.
Hey!
Brother, you cannot lose any time. If the eye is not retrieved... I'm working on it.
So it says in the scriptures.
Inos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
Can't go on like this forever.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Why haven't I heard about this?
Hey, you. I see you belong to the Magician's Monastery.
Yes, why?
Can you use another worker there? I wouldn't know where else.
If you're headed for the monastery, you should talk to Milton. He'll surely be able to help you.
What do you think? Would they let me in there at all?
Perhaps, but the way you look, I can hardly imagine you in a novice's robe.
Enough of that nonsense. Novice's robe, indeed. It's the grub I'm after, or I'll be forced to eat the bark off the trees next.
Have you seen a novice walk past?
Yeah, sure. He jumped into the water off the bridge and...
Where do you...
I used to be captain of a big... My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. Since I've come here, not one schooner is called in this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king. And they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town.
You'd... Hey, you!
May in...
What's going on here?
What do you mean?
You're the second fellow to rush past here like he...
Who was the other?
He looked like one of those brainy knob. You can say what you like, but somehow... Just look at their silly clothes. I wouldn't want to be caught...
Where did the other one?
He ran up that way.
Be careful what you say.
You... No offense. Be on your way. You're a bit...
Somebody should...
Now, don't be offended. All right, so show me what you... My head.
What's your...
You ask a damn lot of... Name the goblin cave we crawled through together. Otherwise,
My master, you misguided fool. You.
Hey! Have you seen a novice?
A lot of peculiar figures passed by here today, including those two a while ago. A novice from the magician.
What do you do?
What's it to you?
I just
understood. Anyway, this is our.
I'm only
do that. You didn't get that from me.
I'm looking for.
That's very interesting.
Who would
you?
You have come. We have destroyed it. We shall now demonstrate the. You cannot.
heal me,
So be it. May the act on...
I have found the Eye of Innos.
What? That cannot be. What happened?
Some really nasty customers had it. They were performing a strange incantation on a crescent-shaped ritual site up in those woods.
Enos be with us. They have desecrated our circle of the sun. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined they would possess...
What can we do now?
The enemy has become very strong. We must heal the eye and restore... I cannot begin to imagine what is now going to become of us all. Without the protection of the eye, we are held... Go to Vatras, the water mage in town. In this terrible situation...
What is the Circle of the Sun?
Every year, all the magicians and novices of the monastery travel to this place at the time of the solstice to mark. The place is filled with the immeasurable. Never have I entertained the slightest notion that its power could be reversed.
Why Vatra?
The privilege of the robe does not authorize you to question my... Vatras is a servant of Aldanos. The knowledge of the water... That is all you need.
Pyrocar sent me. The Eye of Innos is broken.
I know. I have already learned of it from some very upset novices. The Seekers have used the Fire Magician's Circle of the Sun. I would call that an inspired move by the enemy.
Why did Pyrocar send...
I suspected that sooner or Pyrocar always thinks himself so invulnerable and thus his precautions for protecting the eye. I simply think that he unconsciously relies on the ability doesn't bear thinking about what would happen if I were not available now.
News spread.
That's a good thing, too. The enemy...
What will become of the eye now?
We must join it back together, but that is no... The setting is broken into two pieces. A skilled smith, but that is not really the problem. It's rather the inlaid gem that it is dull and powerless. The enemy seems to have no...
Where can I find a smith?
Ask around in the area for...
How can the gem get its power?
I see only one way. A union of the three reigning, a well-prepared ritual of reversal in the place of its destruction. However, the problem is that you must bring an earthly representative. Furthermore, a lot of swamp weed is required for this ritual.
Where can
I have heard about an old quack in the woods named but you could also try your luck.
Who could those three earthly representatives of the gods be?
I shall represent the god Adanos, Pyrocar, the highest fire magician, but for Beliar, I cannot think of it.
Black magic?
That's it. That could work, but I ask myself, how I can just see Pyrocar's...
I've got to go.
I shall also set out and prepare... Send Zardas and Pyrocar there. Listen, people, I am needed elsewhere. It won't take long. When I return, may Ada...
Hey, you! Hey, you! and you repaired...
I'm a weaponsmith, not a goldsmith. People don't have much money in their pockets anymore. Most of them are just glad if...
Where can I find...
There's supposed to be a good smith with the mercenary. Maybe you should look...
Hey! The Eye of Innos has been destroyed.
What are you saying? Destroyed?
I found it up in the northern forests. Unfortunately, I've only been able to salvage its fragments.
That was our only chance to stand up to those dragons, and it's gone. We have failed.
What now?
This is a painful blow. We have to reorient ourselves. In the meantime, you should go to town and talk to Vatras, the water mage. I could...
Vatras sent me to you.
That's good. What did he say?
He said something about a reversal ritual at the Circle of the Sun?
That old devil. I think I know what he's up to. You have come to summon me to him.
Looks like it. When will you set up?
I must not keep Vatras waiting. I shall be on my way immediately.
Wait a minute.
I cannot...
He'd better shut up.
I know that we looked at it.
What?
I said that I go out. Who are what would that I it
There's some...
Can't go on like this forever. It's all just gossip.
I've talked to Vatra.
Ah, good. Where is he?
He's preparing a ritual at the Circle of the Sun in order to heal the Eye of Innos.
If that is true, then maybe there is hope after all.
Vatras wants Zardas and you to help him with that.
What? Zardas will be there too? You cannot be serious.
Hey, this wasn't my decision. Vatras insists.
It is always that Zardas. I am tired of... So how do I know that Zardas... I cannot trust Zardas, no matter how... I am sorry, but I cannot help...
It can't be done without you. Vatras wouldn't be able to perform the ritual otherwise. You'll have to trust Zardas.
There is nothing that I have to do, you hear? I do not have the slightest proof that Zardas is not...
What if I could bring you some...
That is impossible, I fear. It would... As far as Zardas is concerned, I have my... But...
Hey!
What? That... That...
Wait a minute. Hyrikar refuses to show up for first. He wants proof that he can
Ah, really? Pyrokar. How interesting. That old geezer is getting to be a nuisance. But I think back when I left the Order of the Fire Magicians, I took a few things with me. I didn't want a troop of paladins or fire magicians to turn my tower upside, so I hid them in safe places where the magicians would certainly never look for them.
And where?
Some of them lie locked in a chest on Sekar.
You trust that?
No, but he can be bought and asked no awkward questions. Also, there's a very old book among those things. When Pyrokar sees that, it is of no further use to me. So I guess it...
can't rely on.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Can you repair?
That depends. You would have to...
He really said that.
Can you have a look at the...
Sure, let me see. That is a beautiful piece of work.
How long will it...
If you leave it here with me, it'll be done by the time... And I won't even charge you for it.
Wait a minute. Here's the amulet.
All right. I'll have finished. You can come to me...
That's been known a long time.
You should really have known better.
Been there, done that.
Hey!
Is the amulet ready?
Yes. Here. I had to make a new setting for the stone. I worked on it all night.
Tell you.
I would have done that. I agree with you completely.
I brought this book from Zarda. It's a token of his trust.
Show me. But this is incredible. Do you have even the slightest notion what it is that you just gave me?
No.
This is an ancient, long-lost tome from days gone by. We all thought that it was lost for good, and now I learn that Zardas knew...
So will you be there?
Yes. I shall depart for the Circle of the Sun. In fact, I am going to make this jackal explain where he has kept... I shall see you at the Circle of the Sun.
Nobody wants to know.
See, that wasn't so hard.
I did everything you told me to do. Here's the repaired eye.
Indeed. There is nothing missing now for the
What about the swamp weed?
Ah, yes.
Yes. Here are the 3 plants.
Excellent. You have done well. But now... I hope that I shall see you again one.
Now that the Eye of Enos is healed, they all serve Beliar, but there must be an earthly power that controls them. That much is find out what the source of. As soon as you've found that out, come back to.
You did it. The Eye of Enos is healed.
I would hardly have believed it possible.
Yes, Master.
You have proved many times over that you are ready for the high order of the fire magicians. As of today, you are a member of the council and will represent our order in the world. Wear the high robe with dignity and bring...
What remains to be done here?
Do not waste your time on trivial things. Go and bear in mind that you need to talk to a dragon first before you can attack it. The power of the eye will force the dragons to speak to you and tell the truth. Furthermore, it offers protection against their attacks when you wear it. However, its power does not last. You will have to fill it up again with magical energy. To do that, you need the essence of a dragon's heart, which you merge with the eye on an alchemist's bench. Only then can you dare face another dragon.
Thanks, I'll remember that.
You now have everything you need. Go there.
That's all just gossip.
Tell me that isn't true.
Hey, you! What are you doing?
That is truly the stupidest question I've...
I can't tell anything.
Your mouth's too big for...
Things I could tell you.
Give it your all! Give it your all! Don't stop now.
Don't stop now! Don't stop now!
Good boss! That hit the spot.
Do you have anything to drink?
I assume that it's not water.
No, damn it. I need something. But I haven't had anything to drink for a while. It's the first I've heard of it.
Here, take this.
I couldn't care less.
Well, we'll see the next time.
Now I can think clearly again. What can I do for you?
Of course we got him in the end. Can't rely on that.
What are you doing?
I don't have any idea what we're doing here or when it'll start. And I don't care as long as I have enough.
You hardly know what to believe these days.
Do you know where the dragons are then?
What's in it for me if...
That's been going on a long time.
I've still got...
I'd fight every dragon and... Agreed. Give me the bottle. I'll keep that for a rainy day.
Not my problem.
All right now.
Naturally, I can't tell you anything precise, but I've heard that there are supposed to be 4 dragons. We've seen a red glow over the highest mountain at night. I swear by my mother, if you're looking for a dragon...
These days.
Naturally, we've seen...
Tell me.
I'm looking for...
I could teach you a few things. Since we're friends, I'll give...
He simply needs to practice more.
All right.
That's not what I know.
Here's something to drink for you.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I'm feeling...
Like this forever.
Let's...
What do you...
He simply needs to practice more.
What are you hoping to find here?
Gold and honor. What else? When I'm finished, enough to spend the rest of my life frequenting.
Things would have turned out differently.
Well then,
I don't need...
how would you like to work for me from now on?
You don't have
Why?
to tell me that.
That's the first I've heard.
You'll get happy.
That sounds good. But and one more thing. I don't want any weapons or other junk you collect here.
I've got my own opinion about that.
This is where...
Suit yourself.
I've heard a thing or two.
I see you've joined the dragon hunters.
I followed Silvio into the Valley of Mines because I know my way around here best. Wanted to get a clear picture of the situation. I'll tell you what. Something's definitely brewing here. I've never seen so... It wouldn't surprise me if Garand and the Paladins in the castle at all...
What are your plans now?
I'll follow the boys here to the Valley of Mines first. I really have to find out what the orcs are...
I'll see...
Look out for yourself.
That was quite obvious.
Hey, come over here.
What do you want?
This valley's a dangerous place, and without the right equipment, you'll find...
I assume that you...
You guessed it. I might even...
What can you op... Do you sell...
That depends. If the...
How much do you...
Hard to say. But I think...
I need...
50...
Yes, now tell me about the...
The orcs haven't been here long. At least those orcs in front of the camp. But I'm wondering about how well they're organized. These orcs are biding their time. They're waiting, but we don't...
Now... Tell me more about the orcs.
The orcs are led by elite warriors. Those warriors are very strong and heavily armored. I once saw one of them fell a fully grown oak tree.
I need...
50...
Yes, now tell me about the castle.
It lies pretty much in the center of the Valley of Mine. Back when the valley was still a prison, the Ore Barons controlled the entire...
I feel... Now, tell me about the Valley of Mines.
The Valley of Mines of Carinus is known. These mountains are the only place where the magic... A weapon forged from this ore is virtually unbreakable. Until a few weeks ago, the entire valley was surrounded by a magic barrier. It was
I feel... Now, tell me more about...
The valley has changed a lot during these last few days. When the orcs came, the other horrible creatures showed up as well. The likes of which have never been... They say that a few lonely hunters are still about, but I'm not sure. It seems like all the creatures of Beliar have flocked together.
I feel... Yes, now... Tell me about the...
Dragons are ancient, incredibly powerful creatures. Once there were thousands of them. It's been over 100 years, though. Their blood is as hot as boiling oil. If they look into your eyes, your heart will turn to...
I feel... Now, tell me more about the dragons.
All dragons are not alike. Some of them could cover the entire land with a layer of ice. Others prefer living in swampy surroundings.
I feel... No. You know...
Suits?
Hey, you!
What?
Where do you come from?
We come from,
Your bed.
Careful. You're biting up.
You can't...
We'll see about...
Don't take any crap! Don't take any crap!
Show him!
What you waiting? Don't take any crap! Hey, you. Guys like you should watch where they're going.
What are you trying to tell me?
I mean that the air out here isn't good for your health. And the place is just... Not to mention the dragons.
Can you tell me anything?
I can give you a good piece of advice. We can't use anyone here who faints dead away at
we'll
the
see.
slightest dragon fart. Go home. This is a job for real men.
Are you the boss?
Do I look like it? Certainly not. When Silvio tried to act like he was the boss, we showed him and his buddies what there was a brawl. In the end, I hope Silvio wound up in a soup kettle of some or...
So...
Smart ass. So, do you know how to bring down a dragon? Do you think the beast will just sit there quietly while you chop off its head? Something like that takes good planning.
I see. And how are you gonna go about...
First, we'll scout out where we can find a beast. Only then will we think about the...
Really didn't deserve that.
How are you gonna...
We'll worry about those...
That's no secret.
I think you won't...
What? You want me to... And now, follow.
Not bad. You mustn't believe everything you hear. All right.
What are you...
We heard about the dragon hunt. But to be honest, I don't give a dragons have...
Certainly. What do you know about...
I only know the stories they... You know,
We'll see
virgins,
about
gold,
that.
fire breathing, that kind of thing.
Where are you planning to go from here?
No idea.
You could go to the...
Wild horses couldn't drag me there. I'm not going back to jail. I was there once.
What about the...
The whole castle is surrounded. Trying to sneak through there is insane. Nobody gets through there.
Ah, really? What were you in the slammer?
Like, I'm gonna tell you that? You magicians are in cahoots with the paladins.
All right.
You have to step in and sort things out. His decision, You have to step in and sort things out. Same old thing all over again.
Hey, you! Found out anything new?
Yes. Now I know.
Fire away.
They were once human, like you or I. They made the abominable mistake of devoting themselves to the impure magic of a very powerful archdemon. Under the influence of this archdemon, as well as very powerful drugs, they existed only to serve him, until they were reduced. Today, they are nothing but tools of evil. Without a will of, we must be careful. They still seem to shun these Hana. However, if their power continues to grow,
Thanks, that was very...
Indeed. That only raises more questions for me. For example...
I've got a notion. This all sounds like the Brotherhood of the Sleeper. I know those guys.
I hope you know what you're getting involved in. But of course, here is your...
Is there a way to...
Indeed. An amulet prepared with stone from blessed soil. Unfortunately, I do not have enough of these. Some of our prayer shrines which we have erected are composed of...
All right, I'll scare...
Yes, do that. But don't even think of damaging...
I want to learn the fourth...
Good. All the signs are fulfilled. Enter now the fourth circle. You have come a long way.
I want...
The time.
How are you...
The enemy has...
Show me... Hey! Teach... Hey! Teach...
It's really not my problem.
That's just what I said.
He doesn't see that. I can't help him.
Anything's possible.
Teach...
I never knew that.
That's just what I said.
May Innos protect.
It's a bad business.
How's life at...
I'm going out of my... But anyway, thanks for the hint. Well, what's a body to do?
You'll be...
What I...
Nobody ever asks me.
I can tell you, Eve...
Speak, bro.
I've found another...
That is good. I am afraid. Take this.
Hey, you! What's...
The Seekers have not left yet. They will not kill the dragons in the Valley of Mind.
Teach.
You don't have to ask me that.
It's not what I heard. Hey, you!
You're in for it now.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Hey, you! Teach me. Teach.
I feel sorry for the poor guy.
That's all just gossip.
So it says in the scriptures.
Hey, you!
As if I don't have enough problems.
I need a...
Do you really think?
Don't tell this to anyone.
All that Innos created was destroyed.
Hey! Show me...
Cut out this magic. Smart kid.
It's good that you've come. All hell.
What happened?
The dragon hunters are strutting around here in the castle and brag. But I'll tell you what, the way they look, a lot of us are getting really worried by now and no longer.